welcome back everybody to another episode of Anything Goes with Anna Rose. And I have a incredible woman with me today that I have been watching from the wings. I feel like I've been watching from the stands and the front and the side and internally and externally for a little while. Since you launched, right? I'm setting it up. I'm setting it up. And I have always been proud of her, inspired by her, curious, watching the journey. We both got warehouses literally around the same time.
That's right.
Yeah,
I remember,
lady.
Yes, and we were cheering each other on.
And the fear for us both.
The step.
Yeah. But I also, why I really wanted this queen on for a multitude of reasons, and I literally just said off camera, I mean, it was rolling, but I said, I feel like this is going to be many of my queen's favorite episodes because I don't know where it's going to go necessarily, but I do know that Anastasia hits all the spots in terms of she's started a business in her late 40s.
Late 40s.
Late 40s. Married her king at 40, had her second baby
at 41.
And you just live a big, beautiful life. You've also, we're going to go everywhere, don't you worry. But you've also, you've hit rock bottom. I said to her off camera, and I love this, I said, what I really wanted to get you on for, what did I say is you'll come up.
My comeback.
No, I said you'll come up.
My resurrection.
And then you go, no, it's not a come up. It was my come back.
That's right. My comeback.
And I was like, you're a bad bitch.
My rebirth.
Your resurrection. So without further ado, now I'll also say, I will also say, so her brand is so aligned with me. It is Love You Well. And it is an incredible e-commerce business that is steeped and based in self-love products, self-love and self-care. And it's, I'll link everything. So everything will be linked. You do red light face
LED
masks.
light therapy.
You've just launched a brand new one.
Launched a new mask. Yeah, we do yoga mats, things designed to help you slow down and really come back to yourself and just reset your nervous system, but obviously have the flow-on effect of helping with your skin and your mind and your body and your soul. So,
well, it's helping you love yourself well.
Well, that's the essence of it. That's the message. That's the promise that I made to myself. So,
well, let's start there. Actually, I love to ask all my guests, and it's so hit and miss. I forget. Like I'm like I want to. My intention is that I ask all guests right at the start the same question, but I often forget. Okay. But I haven't for you, and it's just to kind of go deep fast and to cut through all the noise and the shit. What is keeping you up at night at the moment? If anything, perhaps you're sleeping fucking phenomenally well. I'm not. Is there anything keeping you up at night at the moment?
Oh, yeah. There's quite a lot. Probably had one of the most challenging weeks from a personal and business perspective. So obviously being a mum in business, you juggle and wear many hats. Last week we homeschooled our 8-year-old.
For the first time?
For the first time. It's not a forever solution, but he's having a lot of social struggles at school, not academic. So that's like there's a saying that says that you're only as happy as your most unhappy child. So that's,
What a time to ask you to come in.
And I'm probably navigating a really major supply chain issue. Which is I know it will turn out to be okay, and I know it will be a learning experience in itself, but at the moment it's pretty messy, and I've put all my eggs in one basket when it comes to one manufacturer, and I have been let down in terms of the way some stock has arrived, and a pretty considerable amount of stock, which is a big, huge financial investment for me, and the solutions that they're coming back with are just like not solutions. Well, it means I wear the risk, I wear the cost. So I'll work through that. It's got my blood boiling at times, like on the inside, where I'm just like, oh, this is not perfect world. In a perfect world, it would go X, Y, Z, but we don't live in that perfect world, and everybody wants to handball blame and responsibility. In hindsight, I should never have accepted a delivery in the condition that it was. Should have left it on the truck, because as soon as I've signed for it, it becomes my problem.
But this is such a coachable lesson even for me. How would you have known though? Are we opening boxes on the truck? Should we be?
Visibly, the pallets were visibly,
Okay.
the products on the pallets were visibly like
Damaged.
Right. So, and all eggs in one basket. So but my brain is like busy and I know how to solve this now. I'm kind of excited about where I can take this, which will be potentially, I'm toying with the idea of having 3 manufacturers.
I would.
Potentially manufacturing the same products.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking literally just on the way, because I'm kind of problem solving this
As
now.
In real time.
Today.
In real time,
Today.
100%.
I was thinking, and I haven't researched this, but if I had 3, well, then I can toy with 3 MOQs, and then I can pay deposits in 3 different places at 3 different times of the month.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
then
yeah,
it
yeah.
manages the money flow.
Cash flow.
And have things in this rolling. So that was an idea I came up with.
I love this. Guys, you're already
was-
getting so much
that was-
fucking value. If you you are.
It's not validated. It's not. I've literally had a brain fart in the car on the way here of how I can prevent this, because that's what it is. Is I haven't solved. I've got 200 damage units.
Yeah.
And that's a huge amount of money sitting
It's a
there.
lot. Is stock insured? No.
Not in transit. That's the other thing is. Mm-hmm. But learning, it'll get even better.
Yeah.
From that, it'll get better.
We hurt in e-commerce.
Yeah.
Well, I did not know any of that. So
My week.
Yeah. So
I haven't slept.
Welcome to Anything Goes.
There you go. This ring has been reporting how little deep sleep that I've been getting.
I just don't fuck with aura rings.
I can't get rid of it now.
They don't belong on my body. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't need to,
You
what
don't
is
need
it?
to know.
I optimize every area of my life.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't need, I love them. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. But I'm like, I just don't need to know how stressed I am.
Yeah.
My hair
Or
is
how
thin
little
and it
sleep.
falls out. Like, that's good enough for me. Okay, well, no, I will say I think that's a really powerful, if we want to talk business for a second, and then I'm going to unpack why you started the business, etc., all the things. But I think, so when in apparel, this is such a powerful, coachable, already moment for everyone, but in apparel, even though I have my one manufacturing contact, who's Calvin, it's not at the same factory.
Okay.
Right? So apparel is done across. So one factory would be renowned for like cut and sew, for example.
Yeah.
And predominantly like literally leggings, crops and shorts. I shit you not. And I only learned this when I went to China. And then I was like, oh, I want to do this off the shoulder jumper, which is sold out recently. And this is when back in Jan, and he goes, oh, we'll have to go to another factory.
For that.
And I was like, oh, but isn't this your factory? And he was like, yeah, but like it is. We use this factory to manufacture this SKU essentially, but jumpers are at that factory. T-shirts are at that factory. So ultimately when it comes to apparel, there's, I suppose, less risk because it's not technically all eggs in one basket, but then it's higher risk because the amount, like one crop in one color in 6 sizes. Correct.
Yeah.
So that's the risk we carry essentially. So it's just interesting to.
And is Kevin a broker or is
Calvin?
he?
No,
Calvin,
he works for like he's my manufacturer. Like
Yep.
he's my manufacturing contact. And then it's all their factories essentially, but they also will outsource. So I wanted towels the other day. I'm looking at towels.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, Calvin, I really want to do towels. He goes, that's just not in our, basically. He said this in more Chinese language, but like he goes, it's not in our wheelhouse. But we've got incredible contacts that I'll, put you in contact with. So I sort of had a broker before. Well, I did have a broker essentially in an Australian woman that I like who was my contact in Australia, and she dealt with all the manufacturing, but I've cut that out and just gone to the direct now.
Yeah.
Well, I've just been able to reduce margins.
Yeah. And it's quite easy going direct with all the tech that we have available, and you just need the time and energy and samples and quality control. And have not been let down until last week.
But that's not really even the manufacturer, hey, because it's transit.
No, they changed the outer cartons to a really flimsy, and it just didn't last. So and there was too much void space.
Yep.
And so things moved around in transit, and it's never been an issue, but they won't take accountability for it. So
You're dealing
it's
with
okay.
a lot.
We
You're
will
in it.
rise. We're in it.
You're
the
in
messy
it.
middle. The
She's in
messy,
it.
Yeah, the messy middle. We're here.
We love messy middles. I feel like my entire life is lived in the messy middle.
Yeah.
But let's go
I
back.
get that.
So, because I know why you were in this chair is because you were Anastasia, because you belong here. You deserve it. This is her first.
Do not make me cry.
This is her first podcast, by the way. And I was like, are you kidding?
I'm a podcast virgin. Yeah.
I'm taking her cherry.
Yes.
But I was like, bitch, this is like the top. Like, not me, but I'm like, you're in a studio. There's studio lights. Like, it's full on.
We're face to face.
So well done.
I've got sweaty armpits.
Yeah, we're sweating. And I should give context as well. We used to train together. So
That's right.
Anna and I, the two crazy Annas.
2022.
Yeah, for 18 months, every day, change Broadbeach.
Oof.
We were little fucking savages.
Yes.
There was like a crew of the
Animal.
6 a.m.
That gym served me well.
Same.
Yeah.
Season.
Yeah.
Season, reason, lifetime,
Yeah.
phenomenal season. But that's how we know each other. So, and you weren't doing Love You Well then.
No.
What were you doing?
Oh. Yeah. What was I doing?
Was that your breaking point? Was that your rock bottom?
Where do we start? So I feel like I turned 50 this year, and I feel like I've lived 10 lives in those 50 years. So what was happening in 2022 when we met is like you had no idea, and I guess that's why I'm here, is I was the master of disguise. And I'm not going to wreck my makeup. I wore a mask for 45 years. Like I was
even with your king?
Yeah, he was always my safe place. But I was addicted to chaos. I was addicted to unhealthy love. I wore a mask. I was always the funny one, the happy one, the smiley one, the one that I think you've heard this from me before. I was like dog shit. Like I would stick to your shoe no matter how bad it smelt because I was so loyal. It didn't matter how stinky it got. I was there.
As in like, because I think that's so powerful. As in like the friendship could have been toxic. Say like you were like, nah, I'm there for you.
I'm there for you.
Yeah,
the family dynamics, toxic, abusive, but it's my family, and I'm there for it.
Right.
You know, it's family. So many masks and so many disguises that at one point it just got to a point that I think I came up with this analogy, and it was like I've lived a pretty diverse and adverse life, and like I said, I've turned 50, and I feel like in those 50 years I've probably had 10 different lives, and I learnt how to park things very well. And I even remember in my teenage years, like this is the logic, I would actually say to myself, you can't deal with that right now, park it. In my 20s, no time to deal with that right now, park it. Park it, park it, park it. And it was because I was always overcoming something. I was always surviving something. There was no time to deal with the shit because there was just, I was facing homelessness at an early age. I was facing, trauma. I was facing things, and I just parked shit and I left it there. And before we knew it, I was 45 and I had a multiplex car park. And then one
of trauma.
Of trauma.
Some people have suitcases, and I had a multiplex. I love that. That's me.
It was underground, on ground above. There was a rooftop.
Stories, yeah.
And the car park got full. Like it just filled up. And there was a moment that the car park got full, and it was a really defining moment, and that came with a knock at the door.
What age can I ask?
45.
Okay, 45.
And from the outside, we've just renovated a house, and I'm raising children, and I've got a handsome, successful husband, and we're taking nice holidays, and life looks good on Instagram. It looks great. But I had buried so much pain that I didn't even want to know it was there. Like it was just, I just wanted to be loved, and I just wanted to live a good life, but there was this car park,
Mm.
and
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like when you say park it, because I think that's such a beautiful awareness, because I've my life of trauma, I wouldn't say I parked it. I would say, and you could have parked it. So I'm just trying to unpack that. I would say I suppressed and disassociated. Or did you really go?
They're kind of
You're the same
thing.
Yeah. Okay. Because I hear park it and I'm like,
you put it
away. Yeah. Okay. Right, and you lock it in the underground
and
car park.
It's in the car park.
Right.
It's just there. Or like the other thing, it's like holding.
We don't deal with it.
Holding a beach ball and you're just holding it under the water, under the water, under the water. Right. And one day you can't hold it. There it is. Here it is all at once.
Yeah.
And it all came back all at once.
So 45, what's that? 5 years ago?
Yeah.
So I met you 2022. You were in it.
I was in it. So 2021 was when the car park became full and
gates opened.
It was everything. And it happened with the knock at the door. And I remember this day, March 23rd, 2022.
Okay.
The knock at the door. I've got activewear on the bottom and I've got a shirt on top, and I've chosen a red shirt because in Chinese culture, red means power, and I was working on this deal and I was going to start exporting my Australian-made skincare to China because it was clean and ethical, and they were like hungry for that. And I had a brand called Save Our Skin that I launched in 2005. And
wow.
Yeah, and so I was working on this deal to export Save Our Skin to China, and I was about to sit a Zoom call, and there's a knock. And so it's like activewear on the bottom, business on top, and I opened the door and I was like, oh, not now. Like there was two ladies in suits holding
a literal knock.
There was
at the door. An actual knock. We're not talking metaphorically.
No, a real one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, car park was a metaphor, but this is real.
I'm okay.
And they're in suits and they're holding clipboards, and I'm just like, no, I thought they were Jehovah's. I thought they were just selling something. I was like, it's not a good time now. I've got a meeting. And they're like, Anastasia? And I'm like, how do you know my name? And it was child protection. And that's when everything fell apart.
Wow.
Yeah. So my parents made a malicious report to Child Protection claiming that I was harming my two boys physically and emotionally. And the ironic part of all of this is that other than it being further from the truth, it was almost like they were rewriting the story.
Of what you had experienced when you were younger. Yeah, projection.
And so with that knock, car park's full, where do you store that? Like, where does that go?
Right. So
my body collapsed, my mind collapsed, and getting a bit shaky in the voice. My soul just said, "Come, girl, I can't carry this for you anymore," and I fell apart. Like literally, like everything just shattered, and life was really, really fucking tricky. And it was dark, and it was dirty, and it was hard, and I didn't want to be here. And it's not a sad story though, even though it still brings tears to my eyes.
But it's a real story.
It's a real story, and if anything, that breaking was the best thing that could ever happen to me, because it had to happen, and it meant everything fell apart, and I had to, I guess, relearn who I was and what I stood for, but in that moment and what followed was every trauma, every abandonment, every hurt, every split lip, every just stress of either not having somewhere to live or go, or every financial burden of leaving home at such a young age. Everything was like it had just happened all at once.
Well, the car park opened.
It was, or that ball that I was holding underwater just came up. So that was a lot to navigate through, and at times I just didn't want to be. I couldn't navigate through that. That was too much, and my body was breaking down. I was hospitalized. I was suicidal. I was like no longer the happy person.
Right, and that's which everyone knew and loved, and that was the mask you wore, and that was the identity of Anna.
Yeah.
And so how did what were some, not practices, like what were the tools and what did you do in that time from rock bottom?
I really, I'm grateful for my husband and his family. They understood the brief. They knew the brief. The support
beautiful.
that I got from my mother-in-law, practical support, taking care of Harrison. We were dealing with a really challenging time with my eldest, who was going through his own issues as a teenager, rebellious and so on. And that's, I guess, what triggered the knock on the door, is when we asked for support from our family. My husband's family understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Mine saw it as an opportunity to divide. And manipulate him against us. So it became this huge tug of war. What helped me was this knowing that I wanted better and that I needed better, and I knew I needed help, and I didn't want to sit in that shit forever.
Amen.
And so I would research, and in amongst the mess of it, I tried talk therapy. I learned pretty quickly that talk therapy was not for me. Yeah. It was exhausting. I honestly thought that I would have to be in talk therapy for the rest of my life to get anywhere.
Yeah, most people do.
Right.
Can I pin that? Because I've learned, because this is a really powerful thing for women that might be identifying with your story in their 40s and or 50s, because I had my balloon underwater, it popped at 22, and that's the whole basis of my whole story, my self-love story, etc. But same, right? Talk therapy for me, my mum had tried to put me in it since I was a little girl because of all the trauma and all the things, and I just always fucking fucked with the psych. Like I was always like the thing. And I learned in my 20s, and then that's when I personally went to like EMDR, breath work, everything somatic. So EFT therapy, etc., because I learned that, and again, talk therapy for some could be life-changing.
Of course.
Great.
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't, because most of my trauma didn't live in my prefrontal cortex, in my emotional brain. It lived in my body.
Yeah.
Right? It lived in my body. And so talk therapy deals with the prefrontal cortex. And you were just reliving everything in the mind.
Well, that acts as a data storage area for all the stuff that's happened.
So I started somatic therapies because I needed to find the trauma in my body. Where did I feel it in my body? So same. I just want to be like same.
And I'm same back. So I researched, and I was like, I need the Rolls Royce here, because we need to move quick, and we need to move fast.
Get it fucking done.
It was getting scary. Yeah. Like, we're talking, there were days where I would actually reach out to Lifeline to have somebody just hear me, somebody without like a non-biased opinion, because try and explain that to a girl, people just can't get that, and nor do they want to wear that, and it becomes draining on everyone.
It's really interesting, because I'm obviously recording this back to back. You just saw all the besties, and so it's a beautiful. It's going to come out anyway after that conversation as well. But in that conversation, and this is so relative, we actually talked about, as best friends, how to hold women in this shit. But my question to you is, do you feel like the friendships, and again, it could be like, no, they were amazing, but do you feel like the friendships that you did have in your life at that time had been born from the mask. So there was no
100%.
depth.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
So it's like,
Yeah.
of course they're not going to
Yeah.
be able to hold you in your
But your
shit.
parents, like I saw them at your wedding. Like they're great people. But so there was this huge facade.
Which is gaslighting,
Yeah.
right? But anyway, yeah.
That's a whole other episode.
Yeah.
But
we're going to do a mini part series.
That's the next series.
Yeah.
But same in terms of how did I kind of heal, or what did I do? And I started with here. And I researched what I call the Rolls Royce, and that's TRTP, which is the Richard's trauma process. And it basically helps because I wasn't just dealing with the knock on the door like that, and I wasn't just dealing with an off the rails teen, and I wasn't just dealing with a life of adversity and abuse and trauma that I'd hit. I was dealing with it all at once. So my body felt like, and my brain and my mind felt like it had all just happened that day because it was suppressed, it came back, and it was here, and I was under threat. So the first part was to shut the loop here and take it from my subconscious and basically allow myself to feel safe and like I wasn't under threat. And so TRTP helped with that. That honestly, I think that saved my life.
Did you have a really good practitioner?
I never met her either. We did it all virtual because we were in lockdown still in Melbourne.
I was just going to say, because I just know how far-reaching this episode is going to go. So I'm like, if she's still practicing, we'll link her. We'll link her in the notes.
Her name is Anastasia. I cannot, honestly, my heart and my husband, like he's just so grateful for her. So she helped me remove the charge associated with all the shitty things that had happened. So then I could focus on my body, and like I was stuck, like jammed up. Hips. I know I'll do anything to like get that trauma out, from aerial yoga. Like that doesn't tickle. Hanging upside down with silks in your hips.
Yeah.
Like hurts.
I was going to say that hurts.
It hurts, but it helps. It's a release.
Yeah.
And it's so feminine and it's soft and so I've looked at all sorts of modalities to help get my spark back, and it wasn't even just get my spark back, it was put myself back together. But I'm not even the same person, which is so good. Like it's just, that's a really good news story, is that, you know, I say things how they are now, and I call a spade, and if something's off, it's off. And my intuition is so in tune now because I'm not clouded by manipulation, or like I grew up in a house where, you know, you and I look at this and it's black, but tomorrow this could be blue, and you're like, no, I know it's black.
Gaslighting.
But then it's blue, and then you go, oh, shit, maybe it's blue now. There's something wrong with me. So I never knew. And then it would be black again, and it was just so confusing as a child.
So I feel like you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm like, oh, this is all making so much sense to me, to see the identity of which I see of you online now, which is your whole self, your beautiful self, your bright self. And I always say people always see the glory. They never know the story.
Yeah.
And isn't it interesting? I was so called to have you on. And I had no idea of this story, by the way.
Yeah,
by the way, I had no idea. And so isn't that interesting? But would you say that you finally actually got to meet yourself at 45?
Yes. And she was always there. And
Of
it was that
course.
little girl before all the shit happened.
Yeah.
That fun little girl that was, you know, making up dances and putting on concerts for people. I'm still putting on concerts for people in my warehouse now.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all the things that I've always loved, and I know who I am, and who I am is good. And I believe that now. And that was part of TRTP. That was on repeat. I know who I am, and who I am is good. I know who I am, and who I am is good. That's
beautiful.
Just a way of reprogramming. And another one is I'm safe, I'm loved and protected.
That
I'm
was
safe,
mine.
I'm loved, I'm protected.
That was mine.
And that's something that we say to, Harrison now. It's something that, if you could say one thing to your children, just like they're loved, they're safe, they're protected. So learning that at 45, and then fast forward to when I met you. So all of this happened in Melbourne, but it got to the point that we had to reset.
Yeah.
And we packed a suitcase and left.
Wow. And that would have been, I met you in 2022.
That was May 2022.
Yeah, but and prior to that, obviously you would have been in the most lockdown city in the world, dealing with all of this shit.
Yeah.
With a fucking ball in a car park.
Yeah.
Which would have been a lot because you were also then obviously dealing with the political landscape and
it was a pretty depressing place to be. Yeah.
I have two questions to tie that off essentially, because I'm like, that's fucking phenomenal, and I never knew that. I never knew, and it's so, I live and breathe by this, that people always see the glory, because now I see, but I knew there was a story.
The story behind Love
like
You
I'm like
Well.
I knew there was a
Love
story.
You Well is the promise that I made to myself, is to, and I've seen it in quotes. It's like, I don't care who I lose, I will never lose myself again.
Well, this was my fucking question. So so there's two questions to tie that off. I was going to say, what do you feel like, and this is a positive or negative, right? What did you feel like you lost in that moment? Like, so at 45, you hit your rock bottom fundamentally. You have to rebuild yourself from the inside out completely. What did you feel like you lost in that process? Did you lose family? Did you lose,
there was a plane crash and my entire family was on it. So I not only lost my parents, I lost my siblings, I lost my nieces and nephews who were my life, because it happens. Like, I didn't know that I was raised by narcissists. I had no idea. I didn't even know what that meant up until a few years ago. And you know what happens when you create boundaries.
You're the devil.
Things escalate.
Yes,
and there's always a scapegoat, and there's always a smear campaign.
Yeah.
And the smear campaign that went on in Melbourne, like, I've been privy to it all, and it's just, it's laughable.
Yeah.
That,
It's horrible. But
it's just, well, now, like, the stories that they've told others and themselves is, so there's no accountability on that part. Or it's just hey, we know we hurt you. We could have done better. Like,
but a narcissist is never going to say that.
Which I can't comprehend, because and one thing I did ask Anne is just like, but what if I'm just like them? She's like, honey, the fact that you're asking this
that
question means that you're not.
Let me tell you, I remember healing from my narcissistic relationship, and I remember because he'd always told, I was the same, and I thought I was crazy because in the sense that I was 34 or 35.
Yeah.
And I'd probably heard the word. I'd probably heard that. I'm sure it had come up probably, but I'd never clocked it. I'd never dealt with one until I dated one. And then I remember, but he would tell me I was a narc. Like, he was, at the end, he was like, when I was trying to leave, he was like, you're a narcissist, rah, rah, rah. And I remember with my psychologist being like, am I a narcissist? Like, can we fix that? Like, am I? And she was like, oh, my darling. She was like, literally. Yeah. The one thing a psychologist will test, the first thing is if you're questioning it, you're not. Yeah. Because she was like, they would never. No. They can't. They don't. You're the problem. Yeah. You are always the problem. Like, it's never them. So you lost everything. You lost it all.
I lost my forever home. So we had just renovated what we thought was going to be our forever home.
In Melbourne.
We lost our extended family in Melbourne. We lost everything familiar, and we packed a suitcase and left, and we didn't know what was happening next. It was just that we had a safe place at my mother-in-law's apartment in Broadbeach, and it just so happened the gym was downstairs, and that's where I met you, at the gym. So the day before I was leaving, 28th of May, 2022, Harrison, my youngest, and I hopped on a plane. Rob and Alex and our dog Barbara drove. Barbie. And the day before, the gym sent me a deal, like a membership deal. Yeah. And I was like, well, that makes it easy. Perfect. Because movement became my medicine. And that's Like, I was an animal in that gym.
You were an animal. She was that. Mate, I remember saying to Ryan, I'm like, it was you and like a little crew. And I'm like, fucking, they're my life goals. Like, because I knew you're in your 40s and I'm not that far behind. Like, you're 50 now, I'm 38. So I'm 12 years behind. But, mate, if I could fucking look like you.
5 lifetimes at least, 12
10.
years.
But if I could, I was like, oh my God, if I could train like these bitches in their like goals.
Yeah.
Fucking goals.
So that was like church to me.
It was for me too.
Music, dark, dingy, sweat, fast, go, competitive.
Good crew.
So that was just, that was
so
everything.
We caught you essentially, like you were like cocooned in that time in a really fucking,
it was
coming out of a rock bottom.
Yeah. And it was still, I was living upstairs. We were navigating I was sunrise to sunrise. I was still riddled with panic attacks, anxiety. There were days I was considering doing some pretty scary things. And it was just one foot in front of the other, just trying to navigate my way through grief. It was, I felt so much pain.
It's an identity shattering and awakening, right? And it's reconciling both. It's the shadow and the light. It's like I have to face all of this pain and all of this trauma and sit with it and meet myself and hate what I see and love what I see and deal with what I see, and then learn who I am.
Learn who I am and attempt to forgive those who have hurt me. And I've studied forgiveness. I've looked at all forms of, and I understand that reconciliation is very different to forgiveness. And
can I ask, because this is so powerful. Can I ask, what's your definition of forgiveness? Like, because I've got one. Because I forgive.
Oh, definition.
Or like, what?
I forgive too. I feel like I've got so much empathy that I can kind of comprehend other people's why
they do it. Well, I always say because people get very activated when I say, I've forgiven my ex, I've forgiven my rapist, I've forgiven my stepfather, and they're like, that's disgusting. And I'm like, no, because my definition of forgiveness is about self. It doesn't right the other person,
right,
and it doesn't mean I forget. But what it does is completely release me from them.
It's freedom.
That's it, right? So forgiveness to me is freedom because it's saying you no longer get a fucking cell of my being or my body
access to my
and I'm not going to drink poison, which is just hanging on to the stories of you and what you did and hoping you'll die.
Yeah.
Right? Because all I'm doing is poisoning myself. And so forgiveness for me is putting the poison down and releasing them and going, you go be a toxic fucking cunt over there. And I'll just go live a beautiful, healed, whole life.
Yeah.
That's it for
and
me.
I'm free. So it's almost like a closure in a sense.
Love that.
For you.
Yes.
And closure can come on a random Friday at the weirdest time.
Yeah. 10 a.m. on a Tuesday.
It's the weirdest and it literally happened that way to me. And I was just like,
I know you love your dates.
Just like, the memory. It just happened that way to me. And because I was being haunted. It was in my dreams. I was awake and asleep and it wouldn't go away. So much so that I did shadow work. I was like, let's dive deep. Let's go into past lives, this life,
visit the shaman. All right. So that was the question I wanted to ask around what did you lose? Everything.
And what did I gain?
What did you gain?
Everything. So much.
Well, you gained everything. Yeah. And this is what I want people to hear because I feel like
I feel like it doesn't matter what cards you've been dealt, how shitty they are, how whether you're living, and I think that's probably the message for whoever's listening now is that if you're in it now, if it's your reality now, the hard time, it doesn't need to be your future. It just doesn't need to be that way. There is a way out. Yeah. But I think a lot of that does come down to choice and
self-responsibility
and choosing your way out, which then brings us to love you well.
Yes.
So 3 words. 3 words?
Three words. Yeah.
3 words. Love you well. Like, what a promise.
What a stunning promise.
What a promise.
But let me back, because what I think is remarkable is I just know, I always say, and I almost say this on every podcast, I'm like, I can hear my listener. Like, I can hear the woman that's resonating, that's in her 40s, potentially also just hit 50, potentially also has a lifetime of trauma, that has held onto stories that have had narcissistic parents.
Menopause and what that does.
Yeah,
Holy shit, that's another thing. Let's launch a business. Let's go menopause. Let's launch a business.
This is what I want to say, right? So I'm leading you to this to say, like, you turned 50. You started Love You Well when? 2 years ago?
Launched in 2024. Started work on it in 2023.
Okay.
Or the end of 2022. So Love You Well,
Yeah.
funnily enough, or not funnily, it started off as a drop shipping company.
Okay.
Random.
Like proper launch, like actually launch drop shipping? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the idea was we sold the house. We never went back to Melbourne. We sold the forever home. I didn't even go back to pack up the house.
Wow.
I just never went back. Just never went back. That being said, my husband was big on looking at, well, what can we do now? Like, what can we do now? And we were looking at everything from a Boost Juice through Broadbeach and so on. And then he was like, you're good at e-com. Like, why don't we do a mental health business?
Oh.
So I paid a coach because I had no confidence whatsoever.
Yeah, shattered.
I was like in this rebuilding phase of myself. I forgot that I had 25 odd years experience in e-com and business and science and skincare. And I paid someone $30,000 for a done-for-me business, which in hindsight was not a done-for-me business. It was a website.
Right.
And some some intellectual property on who to contact for drop shipping.
Far out.
Yeah. And
mistake number 1. No.
Mistake number 1, know your worth, your worth, and you know more than you think you know, and you don't need a coach to help you. But in essence, no regrets again, because I would never have taken that plunge.
Yeah.
So that was like a fast forward. We had some cash from the sale of our house, and it was almost like the accelerator program.
Beautiful.
So
you were like, right, we're going to drop ship.
We
paid this money.
And then in the back I started like everything started firing again. I'm like, yeah, but the margins, this doesn't sound commercially viable, but I was already in it. So I'm like, but if we buy, our focus was mental health and wellness, given the journey.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just me wearing this. Like, we've got to remember that I am a part of a family. I've got 2 boys and a husband and a dog called Bar. Like, we all survived this. And it's surprising, like, most marriages fail when something like this happens. Like, but, you know, if anything, we got stronger. Like, he stood by me in my dirtiest, darkest, on the floor, can't get off the shower floor. And he's the king. Yeah,
I see you honour him. And I would love to. I'm biting my tongue on unpacking that whole dynamic. And I know everyone will be like, Anna, fucking go there. That's where I want it to go. But because I know that's an hour conversation. And we can bring you back to have the king relationship. He can fucking come, right? That could be really powerful to unpack what that looked like, felt for him.
He didn't know, like he didn't know how to support me through that.
But clearly he did, because he's a fucking king and he held you in your chaos.
And he did, but he wasn't exposed to that. Like his family, everything was kept fine and nice as well. So it was very challenging for him.
Yeah. But I see you, what I was going to say is I see you honour him so, like me online. Like if anyone's like they people love our love, like Ryan and I's love, and the way that I honour Ryan, I see that's you do that for your 100%. King. Yeah. I see that every day.
Yeah, we've been together 16 years now. Married 10.
They're hot for each other. I love it.
And we're still hot for each other.
Yeah, I see you two being so cute and hot for each other.
We just need more alone time. Alone time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nanny, open. No.
Yeah. So where were we? We were talking.
So you paid all this money for the drop shipping, and then your brain started to fire again.
My brain started to fire, going, hang on, this doesn't sound commercially viable. Like, probably should have done the math first. But again, the coach was saying, no, this is how it works. And I'm like, yeah, but if you can buy that from there for $10. Why is somebody going to buy it off me for 40? And then we've got to add postage and then a meta ad. What's the cost per convert? There's no money in this.
Mm.
And I sat in that going, holy shit, what have we done?
Right, okay. Love this.
What have we actually done?
And this was what year? 2023?
24 now.
Okay, 2024.
We're ready to launch. Love You Well is a go-go.
But it was connected to drop shipping.
It was a drop shipping company. We had over 400 SKUs and we were going to be the one-stop shop for everything mental health and wellness, included things like weighted blankets, aromatherapy, so there was skincare on there. We were looking for NDIS, accreditation, so you could use your NDIS credits through Love You Well to really help people with the tools and resources that were going through hard times or had mental health and wellness challenges themselves. That's how it all began. And on the other side, I was also building this community with Love You Well that was nothing like a drop shipping company, that was all about quotes and inspiration and
loving yourself well.
And connecting with people. And one of my posts went viral and we went from like 3,000 followers to 17,000 followers overnight.
What was the post? I would have remembered it.
It had a spelling mistake in it too because I did it at like 6 a.m. without glasses on, and it was something about this year. I've learnt a lot of I don't have to's. I don't have to always be the better person. I don't remember it word for word.
No.
It's buried deep in the feed.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't have to heal stuff I didn't break. I don't have to. And there's an obvious spelling mistake in it, which makes it even more beautiful.
Correct.
And it just resonated with people. And it was, I used really emotive music. I think it was a Lady Gaga song, and it just, it popped off. And that's how the community was built. That didn't result in sales.
I was going to ask. I said, was that sort of the beginning of the...
No, nobody wanted to buy what was on our drop shipping store. Keeping
but
it real.
It built a big following. Essentially, it did 3,000, 17,000.
Me back on my feet.
Love.
It was like therapy in like pain to purpose, and it was the accelerated comeback program.
Yeah, I love that. Perfect.
And soon I was like, okay, and I literally sat in bed with tears, and Rob's looking at me, and I'm like, what the fuck have we done? This isn't working. And I just knew it wasn't going to work. And it was like, so I sat in that for a bit and I was mortified. And then I was like, fuck this. I was working on an LED face mask for myself because I've been in the skincare industry, the natural skincare industry, for over 25 years. Incredible. And all the girls at the gym were doing LED, and they were going to that little beauty clinic near the gym and paying like $70 a week. Yeah. For their LED on top of their gym membership. And I was just too much of a tight ass. I was like, what? I was like, I'm going to do my own. And I didn't want to pay. Omnilux was like $1,000 back then for an Omnilux mask.
I bought one out. It was like $800 or $900.
And I was like, not doing that either. And I'm going to create something better.
Love.
And I did.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, plot twist. Let's order.
Plot twist, bitches.
Plot twist. We are now a skincare brand, and we're going to sell this mask, and I'm going to learn meta ads.
Yeah.
And
can I just say, this is what I find so inspiring, because I know we were talking about this in DMs the other day, how you're crushing that. But I didn't know your full age, but I'm like, you can teach a fucking... What is it? A dog new tricks.
New tricks. 100%.
Like you can. Like this is why I'm like, I find you so inspiring, because the amount of women in their 40s, late 30s for goodness sake, or their 40s or their 50s that are like, it's too late, I'm too old, it's too hard, I don't understand, it's too overwhelming. And here you are, just like pivoting, trying, figuring it out, fucking up, failing forward, giving it a go, going again. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and
it's just
turned 50.
And you just turned 50. So meta ad. So you're like, pivot,
skincare, LED face mask,
and let's learn meta ads.
Yeah, and let's see where this goes. So also I changed from a WooCommerce store to Shopify.
Yeah. Which
within
is
4 months of launching. I built a whole new website, a whole new brand. I knew where it wanted. I had clarity on what I want the brand to look and feel like. And
it's
we're
fun.
on.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
We were on.
And what so where is this tracking in the timeline now? Like 2025, 2024?
So yes, we are November 2024 was when I've lost track of time too. Holy moly.
It's not that important, but I just want people to sort of like see the power of
November 2024, I was working in my garage and we did my first Black Friday, which I thought was unreal.
I remember watching it.
That was like so cool.
Yeah.
And then last year, was our second Black Friday. Love You Well will be 2 years in October this year.
Right. Yeah. So soon.
Yeah.
Because we both got, so you were in your garage and I remember you doing all your reels and your videos. Yeah. I've watched it all.
Yeah.
And then I remember I think you got keys first because we got keys to the dream house February, it was a leap year, Feb 28th, 2020.
That was just last
2025.
year. Yeah.
So we got it in Feb. When did you get the keys?
Feb.
Oh, Feb. So same. So we must have been like a week or two apart.
We applied in December, then Christmas, and and then they took their time getting back to us.
All right.
And then we got the call, I think it was in Feb, and then we shit ourselves and went.
It's so scary.
What do you think? Ooh, it's a big commitment. Yeah. Like it's just, but so that scary. Was on the back of having a really good Christmas and Black Friday. Yeah. Did we know if we were going to sustain it? No, because it was all new. And I said, well, they took 6 weeks to get back to us, so let's just sleep on it. We don't have to give them an answer today. Let's see how we feel in the morning. And so we both said, yeah. It was one of those decisions that had we have not done, it would have just played up.
Yeah, 100%.
What if?
But also look at what has transpired. Like,
yeah. So
you get your keys. This is what I want people to understand as well. Like because this is what I've witnessed from the outside. And again, I didn't know the full story. So now just the brand even means more to me, like let alone you, I'm sure. But the risks and the pivots and the fear and the on top of, regardless of all of those feelings, you continually said yes.
Yes.
Right? Like it was like, I know the feeling and the fear of like taking on a lease. It's fucking terrifying because it's big and it's an outlay. I think we were in it together and we were like, whoa, this is scary.
Yeah, you've got a weekly rent to pay.
Yeah,
you got to keep the lights on.
Yeah, and it's and then your business, like you've got stock, I've got stock. It's a big thing. So yeah, and the biggest thing I find so inspiring, and I don't want to make it a thing, but also you should own it, that you had a rock bottom at 45 and you've just turned 50, and look at the time that you've collapsed in that time, instead of getting lost in your own story and making that your whole identity, because you could have
and getting bitter and stuck and sick and
but I'm old, correct. Ooh. But I'm old, I've done it, because you're not, but like, do you know what I mean? And instead you're like, fuck, I know who I am now. I'm going to go pursue this. This is terrifying and scary and it feels big. And I'm just going to say yes and keep figuring it out.
That's how I've landed here on this podcast.
Yeah, correct.
I just said yes.
I literally asked you yesterday and I said, look, come in any
Give
amount of
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
I said, you don't need to say yes. And I said, though, because I said, but if you want to strike while the iron is hot, I'm available.
Yeah.
And you were like, 3:00 tomorrow. I was like, done. Like, we're doing it, done. But this is such a beautiful, coachable, in the moment because it's like, that is who you are, and that is why you were sitting in this room.
And I knew it would be uncomfortable, and I knew I'd get sweaty armpits.
That's why she's like, I want it.
Because but this is, I like this. Thank you. And I couldn't think of anyone else I'd rather
Take the cherry.
take my podcast virginity away.
You're welcome. Was it gentle? No.
It's like prom night.
I know, literally.
Oh,
but no, so now we are, so July, August, September, October. So you're 3 months away from being 2 years in.
2 years in.
We can end because we're like almost at the hour. We've got 5 minutes, right?
Gosh, girl can talk.
Did I tell you that I said you'll get in? It's going to be a vortex.
Yeah, wow.
Told you.
Yeah.
So this is a beautiful like start and finish, and it's always just so stunning how it happens, right? You've gone on this enormous journey, life-changing in every single way, shape and form. You have this incredible brand now. You learnt the meta ads. I know you crushed the meta ads.
The meta ads are metaing. Yeah, I did hire 3 agencies. And yeah, I learned, I don't know, you can't, what's the word? You can't bullshit a bullshitter. Not that I'm a bullshitter, but like I've been in the
100%.
industry. I've been in the industry, and the amount of fluff or mansplaining that goes on, and
the way I describe it for business owners, I'll never touch an agency. That's just personal. I'm sorry if you own an agency. I think you're incredible and you'll find your dream client. It's just not me. But I've said this forever because I'm 16 years in business, 5 businesses.
Yeah.
Nobody cares as much as the founder.
100%.
So you cannot outsource the most important thing, which is fucking ads. In my opinion, that it doesn't make it right. It's just an opinion. But I love that you because I've never done an agency, so you can sit here and go, I've done 3.
I've worked in agencies
God,
before. I've worked in ad agencies before. I've worked as BDM of an ad agency, a digital marketing agency. I've been in the game. I've never been on the tools. I've been in strategy roles.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I've never pushed
managed
the buttons.
The teams. Yeah, yeah.
So pushing the buttons is hard. It's overwhelming. Reading the data. Even just have you hopped in?
I've just learned. So I spent like 7 hours or maybe like 6 hours the other day with an incredible young woman. I've spent like a week or 2 creating the creative.
Great.
Which is the most important thing other than the ad sets, etc. And so I've got enough now that
you talking ad sets now.
Campaign, ad set, etc. Creative.
But so just that whole dashboard, don't you? Unless it's the way my brain works. Then like why can they not just have a intuitive, like we work.
No, because they want to confuse you. Like, I swear to God.
What do you want to create today? Put it. Oh, here we go. Like they need a little.
It's fucked.
User-friendly dashboard.
Well, that's what took me out of the game. I dipped my toe in 2 years ago when I started Talk Collective. I thought I built 3 or 4 companies before that, all organic. But e-commerce is a different beast. And I was like, I know I need to do meta ads for this, for that, for Talk Collective.
It'll help you find a wider audience.
So I'm about to hit play. People. But I'll get you, once I'm off and away, I'll get you to, we'll have a champagne and I'll get you to
wreck my brain.
Run your little eyes over it. But no, I'm about to start. But I found you very inspiring because I know you said your meta ads are metaing and you're crushing it.
Yeah, but I started on Meta 2 and a bit years ago, and it's changed so much in that time. And I had it working so nicely, and then it just another what the hell is going on here? What's happening? So all targeting, everything
changed.
It just changed, and so where I'm at now is I just trust the algorithm.
Can I just say
the algorithm?
Can I say the way that I look at it, because I have a lot of phenomenal female founders, and I also have an incredible girlfriend, Millie, who owns Kame, and she's like my queen, but she's like looking at ads, and she was telling me this. She's like, babe, we were all fucking crushing it, and then Meta changed, and we all died in the ass, but they're back.
Yeah.
And I said, do you know what? I just feel like I've just missed my first divorce. I've just not had to marry the first one.
Yeah.
And I missed that divorce, and I literally said that. I said, I just am going to trust the algorithm, because I know that's kind of heavily what it's weighted towards now, or the AI. Meta's kind of gone, no, we know best. You kind of don't get as much of a say.
No targeting. You
Correct.
Can't go,
So I was like, perfect. Yeah. There's no data it can pull from my account. So it kind of just gets to be the big daddy, boss daddy Meta. So I'm just like manifesting that because of that fact, and I'm going to trust the algorithm.
And creative diversity. That's one word that you're going to hear over and over and over again.
But you're incredible. So I will also say, I watch not your ads, but
Yeah.
obviously I'm sure it's the same. Like your reels on Love You Well, you're fun. Like
Well,
you're
that's
50
just
and you're in your fucking little bathrobe with your glasses, like
or
having
in my
fun.
shopping trolley. Have you seen the
Yeah.
shopping trolley? I'm just me.
That's
Like,
it.
I just can't be anyone else. I'm just me.
Yeah.
And if it's not fun,
What's the
like,
point?
what's the point?
Yeah.
So, I try to be professional.
What's that? Never heard of it.
I try. And I've even I do this thing called skin school, and I like to do skin school on a Monday.
Love.
And it's educational. And then some days skin school just doesn't school. Like it's just, I try and I end up being
Fun.
yeah. So that's what it is today. This last week was skin school was just bloopers.
I love that.
Because
Are they ads though, or is that more like content?
I run them as both.
Yeah,
I see
I
what works and I run them as both. But they're real. So I try to be helpful. I also try the LED market. It's activewear. It's saturated.
Competitive,
It's
yeah.
competitive. What makes Love You Well different, and that is there is a backstory, and
Correct.
it's not just about the tech and the beauty tech or the science or the skincare. It's about self-love and taking those 10 to 15 minutes to reset your nervous system. And so in our comms, there's lots of different angles. So there's one helping people understand the science and the different brands out there.
I've definitely
because
watched
it's
those
so
and
complex.
learned a lot.
You go to buy, it's like, well, what do I buy? Do I buy this one off Temu or this one from Love You Well, or do I spend $1,000 getting this one?
Yeah. And price doesn't always equal quality.
No, and that's actually one of my hooks.
Oh, there you go.
It's not the most expensive one.
No.
It's always the best.
Yeah.
We won Best In-Home LED Device 2025, and that's because the
Okay, Miss
specs
Dang.
and the science is just
The best.
it's quality. And the price is real. I'm real. I've come from the suburbs of Melbourne. I couldn't bring myself to pay that amount. So why am I going to put that price tag on my product?
Yeah.
I didn't even want to pay the $70 a week for
Yeah.
the in-salon treatments. So the prices are real. And I think that's the thing is everyone's doing it tough these days with what's going on. And as soon as petrol prices went up, content, all right. So I went to the petrol pump and I wore my mask and I did a piece called Feeling the Pinch of the Pump.
Oh, I love that. Did it go off?
It did.
Yeah, I was going to say,
and
I feel
that's
like
just
that will go
me
off.
being me. Because
Correct.
it's just witty, it's funny, it's silly. Because the old days of, Instagram and Meta, you could put a product picture on there and go, XYZ specs are cool, this is why and people bought it.
Yeah.
Whereas now people want to feel something and connect to something, and I think that's why Love You Well is doing so well is because people do relate.
Yeah. Even like I said, I watch the brand. Like I love watching the story of the brand. Like I love watching how you tell the story of Love You Well. I think it's really inspiring, and that's why I invited you on. Not even knowing the backstory, but knowing there'd be a story.
Yeah, there's always a story.
Do you know what I was thinking as we're sitting here as well? I thought, gosh, even there's women in their mid to late 40s and 50s that don't even want to touch social media because it's right? And I'm like, here you are, just like, I took my lead mask to the pump.
If you scroll through that feed and go back to the beginning,
But how beautiful.
There's me in the bedroom because I didn't have a warehouse, I didn't have a studio, and I'm trying to create content, and
I love that.
I'm so nervous. And at one point, the home vac comes and runs over my foot.
Did you keep? You kept it in. I
kept it in.
This is so important for women to hear. Like you are just to me the epitome of showing up, never giving up.
Yeah, but that whole content, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And there was a time I thought I had to have a blow wave and I had to have my makeup done. I had to present.
Yeah.
But it's just, that's not sustainable.
No. And it's not real.
Yeah, today I've got makeup on, but I don't wear makeup every day, and I don't wash my hair every day, and I don't get my greys coloured every week, and so I'm going to show up regardless.
Yeah.
So that's where it's at now. But
it's working because it's real.
Yeah.
And it's powerful.
Yeah.
All right, we are definitely at the hour. So I want to ask you one last thing. And it's mainly just like, no, it's just like, think of you 5 years ago at your rock bottom. And again, it doesn't have to be for the woman that's like completely there, but I want you to just speak to the woman that might have related to any part of your story. And what do you need her to hear? Like, what's that one thing that you needed to hear when you weren't, Anastasia, this level? Like, you were the level that everything had unfolded, everything had come up.
Yeah. I feel like the message that I'd like to leave with is that asking for help is not a weakness. And if you ask the first person and they don't listen, just keep asking because like you deserve to be heard and you deserve to be held, and there will be someone that will help and hear, like, but holding all that on your own, like, it doesn't have to be that way. So I don't really have some insightful, courageous, motivational quote, but I think the important message is just to ask for help.
That's beautiful. Well, my darling, thank you for being here.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for. Do you love podcasting?
I'm podcasting. Can I come back? Will you have me back?
I'm a podcaster now. I will absolutely have you back.
Two of my favourite things:
talking,
connection, 3 champagne.
I know, we've got it all. We've got it all. No, I'm so grateful. I actually would love. I just think it would be so powerful to actually have the king on. I think we bring him back. We'll put the fucking therapy couch.
Yeah.
But it's safe.
Yeah.
And it's fun. You'll go home and you'll tell him all about today and he'll be like, okay, I'll go.
No, he can't wait to listen.
Yeah. It's beautiful. But thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know. I didn't know it was your first podcast. I didn't know the full story. I just knew there was something there. And I'm so grateful. I genuinely, and I'm saying it on the mic, I genuinely believe, knowing my community, knowing my listeners, knowing their ages as well, that this will become one of their favorite conversations, because whether you, and own it, but it's like I find you so inspiring. I think it's incredible that you hit a rock bottom in your mid-40s and you didn't let it define you, and instead you let it catapult you into meeting yourself and knowing yourself and trusting yourself and loving yourself. And it's so beautiful and so inspiring to watch. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Anna. That means the absolute world to me.
Well done for choosing yourself.
Thank you.
And to all of my beautiful followers, if you loved this episode, I know how many women need to hear Anastasia. I call you Anastasia. Anastasia. I know it's Anastasia, but like.
No, that's authentic. Greek.
It's Greek. She's Greek. So I call her Anastasia. Because I love it. But I know how many women need to hear Anastasia's story. And so if you know a woman that is in her 40s or in her 50s or in her 30s, age is not, and has nothing to do with it, but that is just in it and doesn't feel like she sees the light at the end of the tunnel, send her this story. Send her Anastasia's story, because I know. Let her go find you. I'll link all of your Instagrams and Love You Well and your personal profile in the show notes, so you will absolutely be able to find her, because I wanted more women to know that age is just a number, and you can start again no matter what happens in your life and no matter what age you are, and that you don't have to let anything define you. And so I will love you and leave you there. But until next time, my loves, stay wild.